Good morning again. Back down the farm, down my friend's farm, doing the Model C today. Managed to get here at a reasonable time as well. I went to a local engineering firm and took the main shaft, the main drive shaft. Took it for them to look at it and just get the edges built up where the clutch bearings of the threshing clutch bearings had dug the shaft into the shaft, and they're going to try and doctor that for us. He's got a special tool that will sort of bring the edge up without. I was suggesting welding it and layering it down, but he didn't like the idea of that. Obviously, knowing what he knows, he doesn't trust the actual. It's changing the temperance of the metal, and being such an important shaft on a combine, it is the main shaft on a combine. It's the one that everything comes, all the main drive of the combine mechanism comes off of that shaft. So yeah, he's going to have a look at that for us, sort that out. So that's one job done. Interestingly, I met this bloke I spoke to on the phone, Alan Yarnold. He's apparently he's actually reckons he might have some spare shafts out of 5,000, and I think they fit the same shaft. And he's broken a few different gleaners over the years and stored the parts. So that's a bonus as well. So we've got something to fall back on, and we got the one out in the field as well here that we can pinch parts off if need be. But that we want to try and salvage as many parts as we can, and if this sort of doctoring process works on the shaft, then yeah, we're on to a winner really. We job today is that. See how it wriggles? It's a job to see it, but yeah, you can't really see it on the phone as well. But we put the shaft in, and we didn't notice this before, but it's slightly bent. So you can see it from there. Look. There you go. You see it a bit better now. So that's the returns. So I'm going to take that back off gently and get there. I've dotted the shaft where it sits. That dot there is where the shaft kinks. The shaft kinks up, so I've got to try and work out where the bend is, and then I'll try and straighten it. It's only a little bit, you wouldn't have to do a lot, but I think while we're doing it, it's as well just to do these little things, because it'll only do our heads in when we're in harvest and it's wriggling. It was obviously doing it before, but it'll be wriggling away, and we'll be like, why didn't we fix that when we had a chance? So yeah, just probably take me a good little while to do it. Got to go home and got a roast dinner tonight, so looking forward to that. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. It's just another little job on the process to bringing this one back up to scratch. See you in a while. There you go, just got to undo that bearing. So, it looks like, I wonder if that's what it's causing it. That the bearing isn't quite straight on there maybe. But when you do these up, well, when I do them up, I always do them with direction of travel, so that when it all starts up, the bearing doesn't loosen itself, it tightens itself. So with these lock collars, I like to try and use these lock collar bearings if I can. Sometimes I notice on some of the shafts I use the normal ones with the 2 grub screws, just because it benefits those particular shafts. I do it with their radle drive shaft. I put they're just the 2 grub screws without a lock collar, because I find the lock collar can twist it on the shaft, and that might be what's happened here. Maybe I'll just take it off and have a look, because I'll see if the shaft is actually bent then. There you go, just re-centered the flanges. So now I've just got to try it on the machine. Got to charge my phone up now, it's running out of battery. So keep you posted in a minute. But yeah, so hopefully that will sort the problem out a little bit. So yeah, we'll catch up with you in a minute. Look. See that? So sweet. I had to, there's like a sleeve that goes in there so that it moves. It's a little bit graunchy, but it doesn't move that much. It only moves as it goes up and down. And there's the sleeve that goes in here was sort of buckled in at the bottom a little bit just through wear and tear. And I had to sort of bash each side of it, sort of like there and there, sort of to crush it with my hands together, to sort of put it back to its original shape, because it was just a tiny bit catching. But like I say, it was the bearing flange wasn't quite on straight, so that was what was causing it. The shaft is a tiny bit bent, but I decided that because it's not a heavy weight and very fast moving shaft, I thought rather than like go mad trying to straighten it, you know, could end up making it worse. So I've decided that that's, you know, I'm happy with that. Yeah, like I say, it's not 100% perfect, but it's good, and it's, you know, it's running nice and sweet. So I've got to just line up this pulley with the dimple in the shaft, but also want to make sure that it runs in true with these two sprockets as much as I can as well, so the chain doesn't get tweaked. But there you go, so getting there little by little. What a beauty, look at that. It runs in line with the others as well, just in between that one and that one, but that's good. Yeah, very nice, lovely job. Just spent an hour sorting that out. It's mad, isn't it? Good thing I ain't got a manager staring over me, because I would have got in trouble for messing about, but it weren't messing about because it had to be right. I had to find another link, and I had to, surprising, these little clips, those little split pins that go in there, they got to be just right, the right size, about as small as you can get them. And you know, they just, I farting around and found one that was just a bit too big. I couldn't get it in. I was trying to straighten the old one out to get that in, and in the end I had to find the right one. But that's on then, look, all nicely greased up. Sweet. Yep, another job done. Just going through bit by bit. I reckon now that's on, I'll put that chain on, grease that, open up the clips on the ram. So all looking good. So probably go around and grease it all as well. We'll do that before harvest. I tend to try and grease. I mean, it's a lot of work, but clean them before you put them away. Clean them and oil them, but grease them as well then before they go in the shed. It just keeps a bit of moisture out of the bearings. You don't want the bearing, the friction surfaces where the bearing balls go rolling through. You don't want any sort of rust in there, because it starts to go all crunchy and horrible. So if you can keep them nice and stocked up with grease, and it prevents all that. So, you know, a little bit of time spent after harvest can save you a lot of time after harvest. Some people will say, oh, I haven't got time to clean it, I haven't got time to do that. Well, you're going to make time in the spring when you get it out of the shed and it doesn't work. But yeah, we all know this. Lovely. Just keep going. You know, quite a successful day. Just getting here a little bit earlier does make all the difference. Sometimes I'm really tired. I actually didn't get to bed until about 2:30 last night. But I feel alright, because the 2 nights before that I managed to sleep 12 hours straight in a row, like one night after another. Funny old dude. But yeah, keep on going, we'll get there. You know, we made a little bit of progress today. Some nice fresh bearings on it. So those ones up there are new, look. Yeah. Oh, he hasn't done that up yet. Yeah, he's put a little greaser on there to get the grease to go in there, but that's good. Nice and smooth. It'll be a nice little run of this one. Yeah, we're going bit by bit. Oh, do you know what? I've decided, well, I'm not sure what Luke thinks yet, but I think he agrees. This combine is older than the paperwork, I'm pretty sure. Because, I mentioned it before, from about 1963-ish, they had a shield around here. They had like a square white guard around the... It was just decoration, really. My 1964A has it. And that was usually a sign that it had guards as well. Like, all the ones with that had guards. And all the ones that just had the steering column generally didn't. They were, you know, they would have had them fitted afterwards a lot of the time, but they weren't as factory fitted. So by rights, really, you should have them on for safety purposes, but they're a pain in the neck. And I think, because I'm pretty sure this combine is older than the paperwork. So in fact, I know the paperwork isn't right, because it's got a Model A serial number on it, which is a shame, but it is what it is. I know it's a Model C, and I know that it's older than 1964. Well, I say I know, I'm pretty sure as well. You can tell as well there, look, you can see that bracket there has never had anything else on it. That's the way it is. So that, you know, pretty confident that it's about 1962 or early 63, this one. So I'm hoping to sort of like keep the guards off it as much as possible. I'll look to see what guards it would have had. I suspect it probably would have had one on here, and it probably would have had one on there. But I'm not really sure about the others, and I'm quite happy to leave them off, because they are a nightmare. Whereas with my A Super, I've fortunately got a full set of guards with that full complement of guards. They're all on it, because that's the way that's what it would have been like out of factory. So that's the way I keep it. But I haven't actually got the full set for this. I have to sort of divide them between the two. So I've got a full set of guards that will either go on this or the A Super. Unfortunately, guards are quite hard to come by, because they do rot and rust away, and to find decent original ones is quite difficult. You can have them made. I know Andrew Blagg gave me some that he had spare that he'd had made up, and you know, if you were going to paint the combine and everything, then, you know, put these new ones on it, it'd be great, it'd be fine. You could have them probably even better than the original, stronger, and it would look good. But yeah, it's just all little decisions to get it as close as you can to being good. But there you go, I won't bore you forever. I'm going to put the drum chain on now and a couple of other little bits and pieces before I go home. So see you in a while. Okay. End of the day, really. Basically, I could carry on going, but I've got to get home, so just finishing up now. Just have a bit of a tidy up. But look, got the chain on. All good. Put a bit of grease on the chain. So basically all that front bit's sorted now. So it's pretty much. Got to decide, where's that tight? Oh, I haven't tightened that up. There you go. It's always good to check. I haven't tightened one of them bolts up, but I'll do that now. Got to get some slightly longer bolts for there and decide whether I'm going to keep the guard, because there's a guard that goes on there, a little cover. Yeah, so basically I'll leave it at that, and you get the impression, just gently, a little bit at a time. We'll get there eventually, make sure everything's nice, no rushing about and making pig's ear of it. So made some reasonable progress today. We keep on going like this, and a few, you know, like 4 or 5 days work, like day each weekend, you know, we'll have it something nice, you know. So catch you next time, bye.